Expectations for the season, we're a growing program. This is our first year as a varsity program. But we have a lot of the right building pieces, right building blocks in place to really have a successful season, hopefully this year. But next year, we only have potentially one senior loss, and what we have with 8th grade moving up next year, plus what we're building this year, our expectations is long-term, to build a long-term program here at MVP for the soccer program.
All right. What are your expectations for the season?
To win.
That's a good answer.
Well, I guess, yeah, it's basically our first year as a program, and we're still building and growing, but I feel like we have a good foundation, and hopefully we win a couple more games.
Now, how many games have you played so far?
Just one for varsity.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, we'll start over here.
Being a new program, what are some challenges you face as a coach and as players?
So as a coach, one of the biggest challenges, especially normally soccer in most states is a fall sport. Here in South Carolina, we do it in the spring. And then a big challenge, especially for a new beginning program, is in recruitment and the competition among the other spring sports, track in particular. But fortunately, one of the things that we do have here at MVP is a very solid core group of players that play soccer year-round and are really motivated and dedicated to doing well in the sport. So, but that is one of the biggest challenges right now that we are dealing with as a team, is a couple injuries here, a couple injuries there can really set us back from where we want to be towards the end of the season.
My turn.
Probably, since we're in the spring, since other people play different sports in the fall, if they get injured, then it could fall onto our season in the spring.
Yeah. I say another thing is it's just hard because there's like, cause the there's some new players, and it's kind of hard to get like especially girls to come and join a new sport they haven't done before. So just getting more people out there is a little difficult, but with like positive energy and good attitude, I feel like we can get more people, and next year we're gonna have also, I feel like we're gonna keep growing.
What's your favorite thing about soccer?
Favorite thing about soccer. I would say that unlike a lot of sports, there's no downtime in soccer. There's no, timeouts. There's no stoppage. Like, there is stoppage in play, but it's not like one of the things that's, fun as a coach is that you implement all this stuff in practice, and it's not like in other sports where you're sending in plays, where you have timeouts to call to set up, the proper pick. You really have to put your faith as a coach in the girls that you've worked with all week and all season to go out there and implement what they've been trained to do. So, and as I'm sure as a player, there's trust with a coach to making sure that they're doing right by you as a player, and it's the same way with as a coach. You really you need this level of trust with your players to go out there and really just, implement what you worked on in practice and everything. So I really enjoy that aspect of coaching, especially women's soccer, which really does have, a big following in the United States, which, is good.
I would say probably the relationships that you can get from it.
I say the community. I've been playing soccer for years, and the community and the connections I've built have just helped me love the game more and improve my skill, and it's just an amazing sport overall.
What does teamwork mean to you guys off the field and on the field?
What teamwork means to me on and off the field is having each other's backs, and just fun with each other and giving feedback to one another and just being a positive setting and just growing together.
She basically said that everything that I was gonna say, but I would say just staying positive and helping one another, like the new players, helping them in things that they've never done before, and in a positive way.
Good answer.
Yeah, and seeing some of our girls who are much more experienced in the sport, like these two right here who play year-round, with some of our newer girls that have come on that we are really trying to train, especially some of our 8th graders who next year will hopefully be part of our varsity team when they are in high school. It really, I was telling the girls yesterday at practice, I've never worked with a group that I've enjoyed as much as this group. They're young, but they are very mature. And in our first game, we had one substitute, and not a single girl turned around to me and asked, "Hey, I need to come off." They were all very dedicated to trying to come out on top in that matchup, and that's a really fun thing. The way they work with each other, the friendships that I see on and off the field are great as a coach.
What is the default strategy against a powerful opponent?
I don't know if there's a default strategy in soccer. Default strategy is just leaving everything out on the field, I would say. I don't think there's one end all be all. Right now we're working actually on a new formation in our backfield, seeing if we can maximize some of our talent back there. Our first matchup, we were up 2-1 in the at the end of the first half. Ended up dropping that 3-2, but we play them again on Thursday. Some of the things that we've been able to to take off of that match in terms of seeing where they, what side they like to run the ball, or push the ball up the field, who some of their more physical players are. That's an advantage. So repetition when you play an opponent can be helpful. But soccer, again, one goal wins a game in soccer. And it can happen like that. So I don't know if there is a official strategy that we take. Just playing tough and playing our game and capitalizing on an opponent's mistakes and making sure we minimize ours.
How do you mentally prepare before games?
Going to the game, it's kind of fun to, get the kind of the vibes kind of flowing with your team, like maybe listen, like sing along to each other to like a fun song, or just getting ready, like just preparing your mind, like, okay, you're going to this game, like you don't want to go in overconfident or underconfident really, but just knowing that it's going to be fun and you're going to play with your heart.
I would say knowing that you have teammates that will be supportive for you and that just go in and try your hardest.
Yeah, I would say every player kind of has their own thing, but a lot of going into the match, the girls kind of like, it seems like, and this is across boys and girls soccer, that they're kind of goofy before we get out on the field, in a good way, because there is a lot of time in between when we arrive at the field and when play starts, and on the field, like the seriousness and the focus, because again, there's no timeouts, there's no pauses for play calls to come in. It's they really have to be focused for 80 minutes, both halves, and up until that point, I think they relieved a lot of their stress of the game by just hanging out with each other and kind of being normal before they step on the field. But once the cleats go on and once they step on the field, there's a giant shift in their mentalities, which I think is one of those soccer things, because you don't have time to regain focus. Again, I can't call them over in the middle of a game and say, hey, we need to do this, we need to do this. There's just not that, it's not that type of sport. But they do a good job at being focused when they're on the field.
What's your biggest goal for this year?
maintaining a positive nature, like a positive attitude on the team, making sure everybody's enjoying, win or lose, I just want these girls to make sure that they are coming out and enjoying what they're building. And I try to remind them that I don't know how this season's going to go. We have a young team. Next year, we're projected to only lose 2 seniors, and one of them we lost at the beginning of the year, as they were saying, to a club injury. So we really have the potential to be building something really strong. We've got a collection of 8th graders who probably could play on the varsity squad right now. That'll be coming up next year. And if you combine the amount of 10th graders through 8th graders that we have and how few we're losing next year, my main goal is to build something here over the next, this is not a 1-year process for me. This is a multi-year process that we're working on, Coach Williams and I. So I just, I've reminded our girls that the end goal is not the end, what the record is at the end of the season. The end goal is what they built when they graduate from this school.
I'll say maintaining a positive environment and keeping teamwork.
My main goal is to, also make goals and just like really leave this season with a positive attitude and like a positive set. Like everyone like loves it or whatever. Just to just build that love for soccer even more, really.
How do you guys feel about the communication when you're on the field?
I say it's pretty good. I mean, it's sometimes hard because when you're like in your last breaths and you're just trying to, yell out for a teammate, it can come out sometimes a little aggressive or come off a little mean or whatever. But honestly, I say our communication's really good. It might sound a little rude when you're hearing it, but it's just because we're exhausted and we all know we're all just trying to give feedback and help each other out, and there's usually no hard feelings. Just good teamwork and having fun.
Yeah, I would say that we are good in communication. We've gotten better at it.
Yeah, they do communicate well with one another, and they're young, and the more they play together, the easier communication will come, and the more they'll be more comfortable. Again, even our goalkeeper, who is usually going to be the loud one on the field, is a freshman, but she's off to a great start. And that's, again, I'll go back to the advantage that we have is that we're losing so few seniors next year that in a year or two, next season I expect these girls to hit the field and just, it come natural. The growing pains will be out. Again, this is MVP's first year having a varsity girls soccer team, so we're very excited for the future, right, girls?
Yes.
Yes.
So when is your next game and where?
Varsity. Varsity, we have a rematch against our first opponent on Thursday at CFC, which is where we'll be playing our home games this season while they're constructing our new facilities at 7 o'clock. Yes, we're excited. We're excited for a quick rematch before we start region play next week.
Is there anything you guys want to tell fans?
Come on out to the games.
Oh yeah, you can come out of the game, see us kick some butt.
All right, well, thank